What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're going to be taking a look over here at the Ethereum price chart to present the case that this is a completed correction, that this is what we call an expanding flat. And we're going to go through the rules of an expanding flat to show that we match all the criteria required for it. As many have seen before, we've seen some interesting behavior with Ethereum in regards to the 2020 and 2021 bullish impulse, in that it was really the same size as the first phase of Ethereum's first super cycle that it did, being nearly of identical size in regards to percentages. Then while this has gone deeper, we can see it in there that these essentially are very similar style corrections where like the momentum runs out of speed, it has a first fall, it then goes up to attempt to stab one more time, fails, and then it takes out that low over there, which is what we had here, right? Loses it, goes up, barely hits it, and then we fall and we go below. Very similar corrections happening here with similar sized moves. Quite odd, and sets up the question of, is Ethereum in its own super cycle like Bitcoin has been with the 3 super cycles that it has done? And I actually created a video recently on XRP on why it was important for Ethereum. And I do own Ethereum. It is the 3rd largest holding that I do have in my cryptocurrency portfolio. However, history shows us that whatever's going on with Ethereum tends to translate into the rest of the market. So whether you like Ethereum, whether you hold Ethereum, whether you have a grudge against Ethereum, or you're a super mega fan, it's important to pay attention to Ethereum because it historically has been a big indicator of the altcoins all moving. We typically have leaders, and then we have laggards, stuff that will go first and stuff that will go last, and then you have stuff that just all moves together in the middle of the pack. Ethereum has a tendency to be a leader or move with the pack, very rarely, if ever, being the laggard. So can we look at this and say, are there any clues here to say something like this is in the cards for Ethereum? Is this a common correction that we've seen? Are we on the brink of something bigger coming here? So today we're going to dive into expanding flats, and we'll present the argument to say this is all done. We're just waiting for the bigger move. I think the first thing we need to do is just take a look at what the price action of Ethereum has been for the last 2.5 years. We all remember the excitement of 2021. Prices are flying. Then we have an initial huge knockback that happens in here. Attempts to set a new all-time high, falls, ABC, falls with the Luna collapse, stalls, and then falls one more time. But then we've held support in here. But structurally, if we just kind of drew this out, right, what does this look like? We fall off the top, then things get chaotic. It looks like this, right? This is just kind of the basic structure that has happened in here. We see this type of stuff all the time. That is also what this year-long correction was like for Ethereum back in 2016 into 2017. A ride up, a big fall, a new high, fall, new low. Shift that over here. We could see it's the same thing, especially when I put them next to each other to see that. Initial profit taking, one more attempt at the new high, and failure. Initial profit taking, one more attempt at the new high, failure. We saw this with Bitcoin back in 2017 as well. This is around when I got into Bitcoin and into the cryptocurrency market. Parabolic rise, an initial fall, new high, failure. Structurally, the same thing. Again, these types of corrections are called flats. They come from the Elliott wave family, and they are considered A, B, C corrections. When we think of Elliott waves, we think of them in simple terms. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by A, B, C, in which an ABC trends down. That's what most of us are familiar with. But we can have expanding flats and we can have running flats, which are ABC corrections, where B can actually go above the height of wave 5 to head into wave C. These are the more complicated corrections and harder to spot, especially when you're living in the moment of them while they're happening. If we head over to stock charts, we can see these. They're typically constructed of an ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the expanded flat correction, as we see, complete wave 5, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For our ABC expanded flat correction. So if we bring that over here, can we do that kind of count here where we have A, B, C, A, B, C. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can take that off log scale, take another look at this. So our eyes aren't playing tricks on us. For many people, they know the rules of Elliott waves in regards to wave length. One of the clear rules is wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave. If we're on log scale, we suddenly have the appearance of the potential that wave 3 is the shortest. We can measure these to see wave 3 comes in at negative $1,880. And then wave 5 comes in at negative 1,304. Just because we're on log scale gives the appearance. Take it off of log scale, it becomes more obvious. Wave 3 is not the shortest. We also have wave 3 holding on top of support at wave A completion right in here. Also in wave 4, an Elliott wave correction of wave 4 is where we will find triangles, which matches all of our criteria. As we do see a descending triangle emerging here, like so, holding that support. One of the great debates is what's going on in this wave. Is this actually an ABC happening in here? Or is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? The argument for it being ABC is that in an A leg, we'll see 5 waves, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the B leg, we'll see an ABC. We definitely see that. A, B, C. Then gets a little bit more difficult in there, but I'm sure somebody who went micro enough would be able to find it of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that the argument for the ABC does have validity. In addition, obvious behavior of heading straight down and even the underlying strength indicators all showing bearishness already happening deep in here for Ethereum as it goes in for that top, indicating it was already in a correction, not only here on the weekly time frame, but on the monthly time frame. The RSI had already gone massively bearish and the stochastic RSI had already been falling. All the bull market strength got lost here in this initial phase, which would have been the completion of wave 5. That's the end of the bull market. We're bearish. We're bearish. We're already doing an ABC correction. We're just doing one with new all-time highs because we're in an expanded flat. And that's what happens in expanding flats, which, little Easter egg for those who paid attention, is why that price action showed up way up here for Bitcoin. When we switch to the monthly time frame and we see that the bull market ended here on this peak, not this peak, and that we were already deep in a correction. And for those who paid attention to super cycle theory as we went through all of it, acknowledging that Bitcoin was in a major super cycle and that 2018's pause was nothing more than the same pause we had in our last super cycle, that when this completed and went into a correction of A, B, C, it explains why the C leg showed up here. As we spent all of 2022 showing that it was acting exactly the same with the same corrective style as we had in our last move down. And then eventually does the exact same percentages down here. And that the C leg showed up from the all-time high as an expanding flat would. Moving over to Elliott wave forecast, we can see some more rules on an expanded flat and the Fibonacci relationship ratio between these waves. That wave C equals 123.6% to 161.8% of wave AB. In other words, as we look at this image, we have wave A, B, C. If wave C can equal 123.6 of wave AB, which means can this entire wave equal 123.6% of this wave? All we have to do is take a Fibonacci measurement of this wave right here to see the entire wave equals a 1. And we see how deep we've gone in here. But we're not getting anything in here to indicate is this 123.6%. So we need to add it. So we'll go ahead and add 1.236. And what do you know? Right on the dang money, Ethereum lands on 123.6% of wave AB, precisely where we should, making wave C equal 123.6% of wave AB, a perfect expanded flat, which means we've met all criteria for an expanded flat which eventually breaks into new all-time highs. Eventually, this expanded flat from 2016 for Ethereum broke out into all-time highs. So did Bitcoin's. We've seen these where they can waddle around down here for a long time before they finally get out. But if you were looking for a little bit of hope in the market that maybe, just maybe, Ethereum could get more than just a retrace, the Elliott wave count combined with supercycle theory gives you a little bit of hope to think maybe you're not that crazy, because it is pretty amazing to see that Ethereum has matched all criteria for an expanded flat, which eventually leads to new all-time highs, including wave ratios. So, a little bit of hope. But all right, guys, that's going to be it for this one on Ethereum. I hope that you enjoyed this. This was something I've been paying attention to for a couple of months. And when I was recording all this stuff over here on bcbacker.com for the new course, I was kind of like, keep it to yourself, keep it to yourself. Wait until you have the material to back it up. And so I hope you enjoyed this explanation of Elliott wave flats and showing examples of it and taking a little peek over here at the section pertaining to Elliott wave zigzags, flats, and WXY, how there's a downloadable PDF in there that you can print out along with links to additional learning. And of course, a video that I've recorded with every section. But I hope that you enjoyed it. Check out my brand new course with 40 plus videos. That's over 11 hours long. Cross-check me on that Ethereum stuff. Prove me wrong. If you think I haven't been trying to prove myself wrong, you'd be crazy. As you guys know, my thoughts have been retracement for so long. There's a pretty strong argument there when it comes to Elliott wave theory, and it's pretty compelling. So we'll see how things continue, but that should open the doors to a little bit of optimism out there. But all right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.